Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Megan, and today we're going to be talking about the TV series on Prime called Sterling Point. So let's get into it. It took me probably an episode or two to actually get into the show. I just felt like it was very slow at the beginning. The opening scene, I honestly thought Annie was in college because the actress looks so much older than playing 17. They turn 18 in the show. She does give me a young Julia Roberts vibe. But in some of the scenes, especially the juvenile scenes where they're discussing like dating or, getting their period, which is not exciting in general, I honestly don't know why TV shows like think it's a big monumental thing in your life. Or at least from my experience, it's not. It's just a thing you go through. I don't know. Maybe other people are really psyched about it, but it's not really exciting, to be honest with you. I noticed that in the pilot episode of Seventh Heaven. It's like the same thing. I'm like, I'm sorry, but like none of us are really excited about getting it. So I don't know. Maybe that's normalized. I didn't have that experience, but I just thought it was really interesting that they were talking about that. But in all those juvenile scenes, it was really like cringy because, like I said, the actress looks so much older than her character's age that it was just really hard for me to grasp her speaking like that because she does have this more older, mature look to her. Whereas all the other characters kind of look young, like you could believe they're very believable as teenagers, also how they were written. But Annie just got on my nerves towards the end of the series. She drove me insane basically the entire time. I didn't like how Annie disrespected her dad. I think she needs to be more grateful because she was aware at the beginning about her parents adopting them and giving them a great life. I just feel like she had no right to disrespect her dad. You can obviously be upset at him for maybe not going back all the time, but like you have to understand the situation he was in. Like he didn't know Ramona was his child. None of you guys knew. And the fact that your mom wanted to leave and didn't want to be there, and then like her dying, the whole situation, I don't know. I feel like sometimes she's very selfish and self-centered. Like I understand that she is an adopted child, but they adopted them at birth. It's not like you were adopted, 5 or 10 years ago. Like they were straight up your parents from birth. And so I feel like she has like a lot of resentment towards Ramona and finding out that she is actually a biological child of her parents. And I understand she needs time to process that, but I don't know. I just feel like she's mad at people just for like no reason. Like she's projecting her anger. And so I'm like, none of these people deserve that. Like none of them deserve that. Anyways, it gets resolved at the end of the series. But yeah, she just kind of drove me insane. Things that were like a little annoying that I feel like it's very well written as an independent show. And I know Megan Park, I grew up watching her on The Secret Life of the American Teenager, and I knew that she's been producing, creating, directing, and writing things the last probably decade. And she's had a lot of great things in the last few years. And so I was like super pumped to watch this series because I feel like streaming services and executives don't ever invest in independent things anymore. Like you saw it last year with Motorheads, which was a fantastic show and never got picked up. I think there was like another independent show that didn't get picked up last year either by Prime. It's just, I wish they invested more in independent, original content because it's like oversaturated with like superheroes, things that are based off books, remakes because they have nothing else to make. I'm like, all these people have so much money. It's like, invest in some original content if you really want to change or if you really want to save the arts. Anyways, I digress. But I just don't understand why it wasn't addressed that Rory and Annie knew each other from middle school. Like, why did nobody like ask like in one of the scenes where they were like going to a party, and even when Connor came to Sterling Point, they all knew each other. Like him, Annie, Lincoln. Like, why didn't like Ellis or Ramona or other people be like, how do you guys know each other? Like, why did nobody talk about that? But yet Ramona questioned, oh, you met Annie to the group. So like that was kind of annoying because I feel like that would be a normal thing to do is if you know someone know two different people and then they somehow know each other. It's like you kind of want to know, like, oh, like, how did you guys meet? I didn't know you guys knew each other. And so they didn't have that in there. So I was a little disappointed on why they were talking about that. Also, Ellis stealing money from customers. Like, I understand that you are catering, or majority of your clients are rich people, but he was like really conning them by like a couple $100 like each time, and saying that they only accept cash only and everything like that. We don't really get to see much of the finances with Ellis's family and the marina. So honestly, I have no idea if they are doing good or bad until Ellis actually says something. I just think in general, I wish we got more of his personality, because he does seem very shy, which is totally fine. But like, we don't really know what he's thinking. Like, he doesn't really say how he feels about things until like the very end, about him thinking that they're doing really bad, and then him finding out about Ramona and Annie's mom and their, love with his dad. And so like that became a thing, and I'm like, why don't you just talk to him up front about it? I don't know. I think if they get more seasons, like, we need more personality out of Ellis. And then towards the end, Ramona is shown in New York City and Annie is staying. I'm totally with Ramona. I would sell the place. Like, that would be so cool. I love Ramona. She is an interesting character, and she is kind of like the linchpin to everyone, but also she has so much power with Gordon dying that I just want to see her journey. Like, I want her to sell the place, and even if season 2 she's just like the main character and we are just taking on her journey, I would totally be down for that. Like a spin-off of just like Ramona trying to experience life. Like, it seems like she goes back to New York, so I'm really excited to see her and Steven's relationship, since they are biologically father and daughter. And the hug, I love the hug where she just ran to him and gave him a hug. And also Steven, he's probably doing as best as he can. He admits like he's probably not the best parent, but he's just trying to do what's best, for their kids. He lost his wife, when they were very young, for almost 20 years. So it's like, can he give a little empathy for the guy? You know what I mean? He's not like a villain. And Annie and Connor have lived a very privileged life. And Annie does acknowledge that towards the end. But, yeah. And then can we talk about Rory, Ellis, and Annie? Like, Annie, what are you doing, girl? Like, you hooked up with Rory and they, went out a few times and then never established a relationship. But, like, why is nobody talking about that? Like, why is nobody else talking about her then just randomly being Ellis at the end? Like, I don't know. Like, she needs to just be by herself, in my opinion. I just don't know with her being with those two guys this summer. I felt bad for Rory. I think Rory's also a great character. Would love to see more of Rory. Most emotionally intelligent character on the show. Absolutely love him. I like his mom. I've seen his mom in other things, but I can't think of what other things the actress was in. But I want to learn more about their family dynamic as well, because Rory just seems really mature. I also like Connor. He's so funny. I was worried that we weren't going to see him after the first episode when Annie going to Sterling Point by herself. And I was like, please, come on, Connor, be back in it. And then he joins. And I was like, I feel like Connor adds something. Like, I really like his relationship with Ramona and kind of them on the cliff. And then, obviously, them getting drunk together. And I really like their relationship. But I also really like Ramona and Ellis's relationship. And then Una. I think Una's a great character. I love Una and Maple. They're so great. They're so cute. I really like them. They give me like an Australian vibe, even though they're not Australian. And so I would like to see where their characters go to, because they don't have their mom. When I first started watching the very first episode, I was so confused on the dynamics, because I thought Elsa's dad was like their dad, because they kept saying babe and baby. And I was just like, who are these people? Are these people like all related? I thought Una, Maple, and Ellis were step siblings, because the way that it wasn't super clear at the very beginning. That's it for my review on Sterling Point. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.